Hello, WorldJ2012 here, and welcome to a new collections video. Now, this is the one that I'm going to be doing on PC. You know, the Windows operating systems and stuff like that. I don't use a Mac, and I probably won't plan on getting a Mac or Linux. Because, you know, their compatibility is crap compared to Windows, because, you know, Windows has the best compatibility when it comes to games and programs. Anyway, Windows. What can we say about it that hasn't been said already? They're a great operating system that's pretty much awesome. Yeah. And I'm going to be showing you the games that I happen to own on the Windows. That I haven't burnt. No, I shouldn't have said that. They're going to hunt me down now. Anyway. So, let's start off with the first game on my collection. The Cartoon Network Fun Factory. Now, this is basically it has 19 PC games and 6 bonus cartoons. And what this is basically is it's a bit debatable really about whether this is a PC game or a DVD. But and even I got confused too, because you know it had like PC and had PC games, like for ones on Flash, and 6 bonus cartoons. So I'll just put it on my PC collection. So yeah, and you can see 9 there, 10 there, and it has lots of cool ones. Like yeah, based on Cartoon Network's franchises, and they're all pretty cool. And the cartoons were pretty awesome too, and those were my favorite parts of this disc. These discs. I should show you what these discs are actually now. They look like this. And if you ever take them out, like I just did, you can see that they're double-sided, which means one part has the games and the other part has cartoons. It's a bit confusing because it says this part is the games, but I'm pretty sure this was the cartoons. Whatever. And it's distributed by a company called Grabbit, which I assume is grab it and then run away without paying for it. No. And it shows Cartoon Network's logo, but it doesn't show the white letters, so it basically says Atto Nutok. Also, this Peggy 7 rating doesn't match well with the background, so well done. Yeah. But this is pretty cool. If you happen to find it somehow, I recommend you pick it up. Especially for the cartoons. The games were cool too, but yeah. Tetris Classics. Yeah. They're basically classic Tetris type puzzle games that you can play on PC. And they're not branded as anything, they just say Tetris Classics. Yes. It contains Megatris 2001, Brick Shooter, Tetro Boom, Third Block 2. I don't think there was ever a Third Block 1. Tetris 2000 with epic music in a MIDI format and Capsule. Basically, Megatris. Basically, it's Tetris, and this game is sort of like a columns game. Wait, was this the columns game? I can't remember now because I couldn't install that for some reason. And Capsule, which is basically Dr. Mario. Yeah, for some reason this doesn't work on my 16-bit. This is a 16-bit program, which means I couldn't run them on a 64-bit, which is my computer. Which is a bit of a shame, really. Yeah. Also, the disc is loose, just like Groose is loose. Yeah, and yes. Also comes in one of the cheapest boxes in the world. Look. This part of the push button is a bit broke, but other than that, it's probably fine. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto 3. Now, people who own a PS2 or an Xbox may have owned this game once in their life, and they probably still do. But there's also a PC version that was released. Yes. I'm getting my screenshot to you. Look at the back. They look so freaking cool. And I think it is cool. Actually, I remember downloading this game on Android. And from what I've played of it, it was pretty fun. Yeah. And now I have it on PC. I don't really bother playing on the Android. But only if I get a new tablet, because the one I have now is broke. And it uses renderware, which what more you want. You of course want a manual that like this. And this. And their discs. They come in 2 discs. Because that's how life works now. Or at least that's how life worked back in 2001. 2002 even. 2001. Yeah. But this is a freaking awesome game. But the next game I'm going to show you is even better. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Now this game was freaking cool. I mean, had bigger overworlds and cool music and voice acting and pretty awesome graphics. Yeah. And this game is critically acclaimed everywhere. And it's even the best-selling PS2 title of all time. I'm not even joking about that. Look it up if you don't believe me. There's a disc and a manual. It's very thick for some reason. And like GTA 3's manual, which was thin as a, basically it was thinner than this game's manual. And also featured the character of Carl Johnson, otherwise known as CJ, and known not the regular show sense. But yeah, this was a pretty awesome game that, and you can even, there's even mods you can download for this game. I mean, I remember GeoShay once made a mods of this game. You can check it out if you search up Grand Theft Auto GeoShay Edition. Yeah, I even made a video about that. If you want, well, I think I'll put the link in the description because I'm so nice. Yeah, this game was awesome, and I suggest you pick it up. Spore. This is a game my brother wanted to get because, you know, it's very popular, and apparently it's one of the most copied games in the world. Anyway, it's published by Electronic Arts that no one likes ever. And yeah, it's compatible for both PC and Mac, which is awesome. It's one of the few that actually do this and it's a pretty cool game. I remember making this stupid pet known as I remember making this stupid creatures called Gordon off the Fat Controller, named after 2 Thomas characters, Gordon and the Fat Controller, or Sir Topham Hatt, pure American. Yeah, this game was fun, and I'll show you the disc, but I have to do it in such a way that you can't see the serial, because this comes with a serial. Okay. Yes, this is the disc. And as you can see, I'm covering the serial because, you know, I don't want people that try to. I have to try to close it now. And that was easier than I thought. But this is an awesome game. I really suggest you buy it. Yeah. Dreamcast Collection. Yeah. Yeah, and this is a game that I was going to get on 360, but no, I couldn't get it. But then eventually I got it for PC, and everyone lived happily ever after. But until I realized that this game didn't work on my computer because apparently it was too modern to work. But then I got Windows 8, and then this game could work perfectly. And so I regret, and so I never managed to get a refund after all. Well, I didn't really need a refund anyway. Basically, it contains 4 Dreamcast games. Sonic Adventure DX, released. Well, I don't think that was the Dreamcast. Well, it's basically a Dreamcast game, but it was basically the PC version of said Dreamcast game. The Xbox 360 version had Sonic Adventure, though. Crazy Taxi. And incidentally, both those games happen to have a PC release, too. Space Channel 5 Part 2. And Sega Bass Fishing. bass fishing, whatever it's pronounced. I would call it bass for some reason. It's a bit debatable, really. Yeah, published by Sega, Cryware. You know, like every single game should. It's rated 12 for the bad language. Oh yeah, because there's no violence in this game whatsoever. But it is multilingual, so that's always good. It's always a bad thing if the game's not multilingual, because you know you want to show it to your friends, and yeah, I'm pretty sure I pointed this stuff out before. Epic game, pick it up. If you don't, then stuff happens. Serious Sam 2. Yeah. Apparently my brother has the Serious Sam 1. About 3 even. Yeah, and yeah. I bought this game at a car boot sale. Because, you know, I wanted to get some more games for my collection. Because, you know, I really have very little PC games. Yeah. And they censored the word, and they censored the S word, because, you know, they want to sell this to the general public, and so if children happen to come across this game, they would learn this word, and basically, let's just say that they would just not get allowed to go into any shops ever again. Yeah. But sure, that's how children are like anyway, and they get off scot-free. God, this stupid society now. Anyway. One thing about this game, it's pretty cool. And actually, now I think of this, the Blast Entertainment logo looks a lot like this bomb over there. Over Sam. It's probably the third third game on PC that I've actually heard of that has Sam in the title. The other ones being Sam & Max and Pajama Sam, but that was Humongous Entertainment, so... But that was awesome anyway. In the back you get ad for Shattered Union and also there's this photo here. I don't know who it is, but it's probably there's this man at a party and a 2K games thing. It was pretty cool. This was basically a first person shooter, and it's a pretty cool first person shooter for the time being in 2005. Yeah, it was pretty cool. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Yeah. This is basically the game that everyone loves. And they probably still do. In fact, it got lots of Best of E3 awards. Even one from X-Play, you know. The site no one likes. Because they made bad reviews on Sonic games and games in general that they didn't like. Yeah, and yes. And you may be wondering why I'm not covering up the code, because, you know, because this code cannot be reused. And that's pretty dumb, considering the fact that it's very stupid, considering that you've got a game, and you wish you could use the code again, but then you realize that you can't use it again, which is a bit stupid. So I just decided to heck with this, and I just decided to download it. Because, you know, that's the kind of man I am. And so, The movies! Yes. It's developed by Lionhead Studios and published by Activision. Although Lionhead is featured pretty much everywhere on this box. Lionhead. It's like Activision not that much important, and so we care more about Lionhead. Lionhead Studios. We're better than Activision in every way. Actually, it might be, considering that Activision publishes Call of Duty nowadays, and that's a load of rubbish. Yeah, but Activision makes lots of good games too. Anyway, this is a game that people make lots of machinimas for. And it was like, man, before I managed to fix my 3D movie maker, I was like, what could I do? What could I use to use this as a substitute for 3D movie? I found this game in a card sale, and I was like, oh yeah, I could use this. Yeah. I'm not going to show the back of your manual because, you know, the manual has the serial at the back, so I'm not going to show you. Yeah. And apparently I got 450 points from Danielle Rayman. I'm not Danielle Rayman, or Rayman, or Man of Rays, Gamma Rays, apparently they kill people. Anyway, this is an interesting and yet somehow confusing movie game. Yeah. But it was pretty cool, and if you happen to come across one, I suggest you buy it. Because, yes, Shrek Forever After. Yes. Because I wanted to burn this game, but I couldn't. I just managed to mount it somehow. And because mounting it, and when I managed to use the crack, that was like a virus, I decided to, and I said, screw that, I'm just gonna buy the game itself. But then game saved me, and because they sold this game for like a good price, so I bought it along with Charlie's Angels, which was a piece of crap, and Garfield Lasagna World Tour. Yeah, and basically this is a game based on the final film of the Quadrilogy. Wait, did I even use that correctly? I'm assuming it's so. Yeah, this is basically a pretty cool game, because, you know, even though you can't really jump, you can like it's a good sort of teamwork type game. Yeah. Yes. It's one of the few I actually have that's like, yeah. The manual's very thin though, so thin. It might be considered the thinnest thing in the world that's next to a one-pages man. It's shorter to like. It's shorter than Grand Theft Auto 5's manual, which was very short in itself. Anyway, this is a pretty cool game based on the awesome final film, and I suggest you pick it up because. Now, is this considered a game? I don't know, but if it is, then I'm just gonna put it in anyway. 3D World Atlas. No, yeah, this is what people had before Google Earth, apparently, and it's pretty cool. Looking for whenever this game was released, 2002, I would assume, considering the copyrights. But I suppose any game would have 2002 nowadays, now wouldn't they? Now I had to configure the game too. I had to configure the game to make it work. I had to go through many compatibility settings, and eventually I found the right compatibility setting, and I used it for the rest of my life. And so, yes. Anyway, you can find out in this game application thing. You can find out what stuff is happening in the world, and you can even find out the crime rate, including the theft, and I could have mentioned something, but I don't think I can say it because, you know, I want to keep my child friendly. Yeah, it's pretty cool for before Google Chrome, Google Earth. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Boggle CD-ROM. It's the Boggle CD-ROM published by Hasbro Interactive. Or this re-edition was published by Infogrames, and this is distributed by Global Software Publishing. I just figured that out myself. Boggle CD-ROM. For some reason this game does not work on my Windows 8, because, you know, this is a 16-bit program again. And I hate 16-bit programs. They never work on Windows 8. They never work on 64-bit. And that's why I can't run my old programs again. Yeah. It's a bit of a shame, really. Because I want to use old programs like stuff. Might get into those a bit later. But anyway, Boggle. What I've played of this game was pretty cool. I really like Boggle, because this is basically killing two birds with one stone. Yeah. Monopoly, new edition. Although this claims to be new, it's actually 2002. So it's not really that new. And apparently it's Windows XP compatible. But seeing as how Windows XP has lost compatibility all now, this is basically a load of rubbish now, isn't it? Because, you know, Windows XP, this game can't support it now. But it can support Windows 8. Or at least can it? I can't even remember now. It's published by Atari or Infogrames. And Artec developed it. And Hasbro licensed it. More Hasbro games should be published by Atari, but no, they are published by EA now. Atari should publish more Atari should publish more Hasbro games, because, you know, Atari was awesome at licensing Hasbro. I mean, it was so cool. Infogrames was awesome when they published Monopoly on PlayStation 2. And RuneCraft developed that game too. The same people who ported them Pajama Sam 3 onto PS1. Yeah. This is an awesome game too. If you really love Monopoly, like I do. Monsters Inc. Scream Alley. Now this is one fifth of the Rec Room arcade. Yeah, and it was pretty cool from what I played of it. Yeah. Basically 1/4 of the retail games you can pick, including Pinball Panic, which has Randall, Monster Tag, which has Roz, and Billiard Beast, which has Sully, and this one has Mike, because that's how I roll. Monsters Inc. was an awesome film, by the way, and it's distributed by EA again. And how come Disney Interactive always publishes the game? I don't understand anything anymore. And also I had to modify the setup again, because, you know, before I installed this game, it said this game is not Windows NT compatible. And so I was gonna sell it, but until I realized that you could actually modify the setup to say it's Windows XP, and so I went and did that. Yeah. It's pretty cool. But it's also a bit too easy, considering you can move the ball, gain power-ups, avoid obstacles, and pretty much get a strike every time. It's not your average bowling game, but it's a pretty interesting game though, if you happen to like those kind of games. Yeah. Worms 3D. Yes. This is Worms game. Like Worms games should be. I love Worms, and recently I got Worms Armageddon for the Game Boy Color, which was cool and which was awesome. It was rated 90% from PC Gamer. No, this is the wrong one. 90% from PC Gamer. That's better. Yes. Worms 3D. It's a good game. I always liked Worms, and Worms 3D sounds like an awesome concept, and maybe it is a good concept. Who am I to judge? And apparently, there's a PC game that presents, so it shows they would re-release games for them. We re-release games if they gave a game higher than 80%. Yes. So basically, if it's 80% or over, it's gonna get a PC Gamer Presents title, and it's distributed by Mastertronic. You know, the people behind Blast. But this game was cool. We play every mobile game, so you only play the game best. Don't waste cash on rubbish games for your mobile. Go mad for games. Actually, don't. You just be like someone from Arkham Asylum, in which they happen to be mad for games, and that person is Gamer Jeffrey or something. I just made him up. But this is a good game. Jimmy White's Cue Ball World. Now, do you remember my Game Boy Color video? Remember my Game Boy video when I mentioned Jimmy White's Cue Ball on Game Boy Color? Now this is another Jimmy White game, and I'm planning to get every Jimmy White game available. And this is the second one I actually got in 2013, and it's pretty cool actually. I always liked snooker. Well, I didn't always like it, but it was quite enjoyable, really. But these cases are always... There we go, down eventually. Yeah. Gone. That's better. Now this game, you have to run it off the disc, because you know, if you try and run it through auto run, it won't work. You have to run it off the disc inside a folder, which makes sense, I suppose. I don't know. But this game was pretty cool. I always liked snooker, I always liked Jimmy White. And Virgin Interactive published this game, who also published many Disney games in 1990s, and as well as the Bomberman, and as well as distributing Capcom, as well as publishing Capcom and Hudson Soft, and as well as publishing Hudson Soft's Bomberman on the PS1. Yes, that was cool. Rayman. Meet me, Rayman. It's my first Rayman, and you know, this is one of the rarest games I managed to find in my life. I mean, so rare, there's not even an English version of the game, nor is there even an English setting in this game. In fact, there isn't language select, but the only languages that are in this game are French, German, Spanish, and Italian. And I go for Spanish, because that's pretty much the only language I can pretty much understand from those four. Seriously, this game is so rare. I mean, you don't really see many copies of this game, do you? Yes, like I said, this is one of the rarest games in the world, and it's so rare. I mean, I think this game was released during the time Rayman 2 was out, because, you know, judging by the design and the fact that there's so many baby glow boxes everywhere. Yeah, I got this in Spain in a bargain bin, and I'm quite happy that I got it, actually. Because, you know, it's freaking rare as heck. Yes. Very thin manual, and on the back, it shows an ad for Rayman 2, The Great Escape, which is one of the greatest games of all time, which you might get to later. Anyway, this is educational title, including music, creativity, logic, geometric shapes and language, and memories and special situations. Yes, I can translate most of it. But what really gave me a bit of doubt was the system requirements, because, you know, it's a bit confusing. I thought it wasn't gonna work, but surprisingly it did, with a bit of issues with the audio. Sometimes the audio would just like go ape crap on you and go like. I'm not even making that up. You can watch the video I put to watch it. Yeah, but it's pretty cool. Hello Kitty Roller Rescue. Now, this is a game that I couldn't find to install for some reason, and I don't know why. I even put up a video showing the problems I had trying to install this game. It's developed by X-Pac again, who also developed Shrek Forever After, which happened to got in the same time, well, in the same place. Also, disc file. Anyway, like I pointed out, it didn't want to install. I could have put up video for you, but I already did one of those. And here's other games you can get in the Red Collection from Planeta di Agostini Interactive, who distributed this game for Spanish people like myself. And yes, Has no voice acting, but certainly quite an interesting type game. Word Shark and Number Shark. Now these games are so rare I remember my school had these games, both these games, but you know what, those I couldn't find them because, you know, I couldn't own them because, you know, you can only pretty much find them in schools and stuff like that. But a charity shop happened to own both these games, and I managed to pick them up, and it was pretty awesome too. It's pretty fine. These games are one of the rarest things in the world has ever seen. Yeah. I mean, literally, yeah. They're basically educational titles, and they were pretty cool, because, you know, they're word games, number games, and stuff like that. And they were pretty much awesome. And the bonus games were pretty cool too, and the graphics were, yeah, I don't know. They're Java games, I think. Yeah. I don't know. But those games were pretty cool, and if you can find them, pick them up. They're pretty awesome. This is a SoftKey Education 2-pack. Arthur's Thinking Games and ABC by Dr. Seuss. Yes. Arthur's Thinking Games, I could not play because it didn't come with it. In fact, you could pretty much replace this case and just put Dr. Seuss's ABC on it, because that's the only disc it comes with. Yes. Arthur's Thinking Games, we can never find out how to play. Because, you know, it's such a mystery. But ABC by Dr. Seuss, I know how this plays. Like, it's basically a living books title. And for some reason, it manages to run. Yeah. I don't know how, but it runs somehow. Yeah. Chess Champion. This is published and developed by Purple Software, which sounds like Magenta Software if they turned purple. I don't know. And it's being advertised like this. If you want a game of chess with a difference, Purple's Chess Champion is for you. It says it's a chess game with a difference. It kind of reminds me of how they advertised Lego Chess, which was from 1998, and which probably, from what I remember, was a better game than this. Because, you know, I didn't really like this game. I thought it was gonna be cool, but it turned out it was just a pile of old rubbish. You know what? Purple Software, if you want a good chess game for the PC, go and play the one that Microsoft gave you for free on your computer. Chess. Go and play in the chess game that Microsoft gave you. That's about 10 times better than this. Trust me. Doom 3. This is the best game ever, according to many people. And it's developed by id Software. I always called it ID Software, but apparently it's pronounced id Software for some reason. I always thought it was people mispronouncing the name, but apparently it's actually id Software, which is a bit strange. I always thought it was ID Software, because, you know, yeah, apparently it's all in Spanish, and I'm not even joking about that. It's literally all in Spanish, because it's a Spanish copy of the game, and it's distributed by Activision again. Yeah, all in Spanish. There's no English, there's no language setting, or, yeah. Which gave me lots and lots of doubt, but I didn't really give a crap about the languages. All I care about is the game itself, and it runs quite well, actually. Yeah, and also this thing, which is pretty useful. You need to know the controls. And thank goodness the N until the and the C thing keys aren't used, because if they were, that would make this game even worse, because I don't have these keys on my keyboard, so yeah. And neither would anybody if they own an in-English copy of this game. From ID, whatever. I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. But you couldn't really see that anyway. Yes. It seems to be the best of Activision, but Activision didn't really publish this game. They distributed it though. They developed it and possibly published it. There's also a version on the Xbox that's published by... it's developed by Vicarious Visions. Yeah. So you can pick that up if you own a PC or an Xbox. Yeah. Kukabonga. Yes. Strange name, but even stranger existence. Yes. Do you know how rare this game is? I mean, this game is so rare you can pretty much find this game is so rare I couldn't really find an ISO file. I couldn't even find an ISO for this game to burn from. So I had to buy it off the shop I was at. Yeah. But you know the sad part is this is only in Spanish, so there's no English setting, or French setting, or German, or Italian settings. There's only Spanish setting, which could be good for me, because I can speak Spanish anytime I like. But for any other person who happens to be your friend and they don't know Spanish, this is pretty much useless. Here's the disc itself also. I just wrote the controls down for them each, how to play the game, because you know, I don't think they explain the controls in the game, but I just point that out in there, just in case I ever forgot. Oh yeah, and the monkeys. Yes. This is Nikita, this is James, I think, this is... I can't remember which way they order it. I know the names. There is James, Nikita, George, and Bruce, but I can't remember which way they go in it now. But maybe I can't even remember now. Well, I remember this is a pretty cool game, but it runs so slow on my computer for some reason. My computer is meant to be a faster computer than my old computer, what ran Adabu and the Energy Thieves at a faster speed. Does it even run Adabu and the Energy Thieves at the speed? I don't know, because it uses the same engine as Adabu and the Energy Thieves, because it uses renderware, and it's developed by Cocktail. Yes. That is in the same day I got Adabu and the Energy Thieves, actually. What coincidence. Yes. Who wants to be a millionaire? Junior. Well, answer pretty much every child in the world wants to be a millionaire junior. Yes. Judging by the title you just heard, it's children's version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which is a good game show from what I've played of it. Yeah. Here's a disc, and here's the weirdest case. You have to pull it as opposed to pressing a button that's meant to be over there, but pressing it does nothing. Thin manual, even thicker IDOS guide, or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Tomb Raider, that kind of type, but like that. Hitman, Tomb Raider again. Already mentioned that, and even Chicken Run. You know. IDOS published this game, and Blitz Games developed the game. And there's Rocky, and they even distributed Power Stone 2 which was Capcom's game for the Dreamcast, and 102 Dalmatians. Yes, and Win, something that could be something that you can't win anymore, because IDOS went out of business and turned into Square Enix, and the competition would have ended anyway. Yeah. This is a pretty good game, and I also own the actual Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on the PS1, so yeah. This could be good training if you want to, before you get that, actually. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Yes, it's Tony Hawk's own skating game for the third time, published by Vatican. This game is ported to PC by Gearbox Software. Yeah, did I say that right? Yes, I did. And Neversoft. Yes. And you can play up to 8 players online, even though I probably can't, because I think no one would be playing this game now. And yeah. Yes. It was a good skating game from what I played of it. And yes. It's a good skating game, basically, what I'm saying. But I don't need to play much skating games. And yeah. But all I can say is this is a pretty cool game for all it's worth, and I suggest you buy it. Batman Vengeance. Yes. Batman has a vengeance, apparently, and it is based on the animated series. You know, the one that everybody loves. And even mine might love it, actually. Even though I've never really seen much of it. Yes, it's Ubisoft exclusive, of course, because it's published by Ubisoft. Actually, I think this is the only game I have in the... I think this is the only game in the Batman animated series that can actually be played on an actual Windows today. Which is a bit of a shame, because I wanted to run Batman and Adventures of Batman and Robin Cartoon Maker, but I can't. Damn it. I can never put Harley Quinn in my videos now. And speaking of Harley Quinn, she's in this game. And that's always a good sign, because Batman plus Harley Quinn equals better. Because, you know, yes. Ubisoft, Elspeth 11. Apparently it uses Dolby surround sound. Yes, and yeah. And this uses 3D models for stuff like Batman and the Joker and her, and yeah. And this features a character known as Mary Flynn, who apparently is the damsel in distress. And apparently it has next-gen technology. In 2002, over 40 minutes of rendered cinematics. Well, if you count the cutscenes, in-game cutscenes with the full motion video, then probably. But if you count the full motion videos in this game only, then no. Because I think they only last 8 minutes. In fact, I even made a video about that. You can look it up if you like. Yes, the Joker and Harley is in it. Harley's the best villain in the world. She's like the best character ever in Batman. She should appear more. Especially with the animated series design. Because, you know, just the best design. I didn't really like the design in Arkham Asylum or Arkham City. And, yeah. I mean, I freaking love Harley Quinn. Even the Nostalgia Critic loves her. Even look it up. And pretty much everybody loves her. And, yeah. That's not a joke. And then the Joker's like, except you had to explain it to me. If you had to explain a joke, there is no joke. That was the worst Joker impression ever. Yeah. And, okay, but Puddin'. That's what Harley always calls Joker, anyway, by the way. And her real name apparently is Harleen Quinzel. But I always call her Harley Quinn, because apparently it's a pun on Harlequin. But it's a good game anyway. Why do I keep going off context? Why do I keep going off topic with Batman animated series? It's like a stupid thing to do. Anyway, now we go back relevantly with Scrabble Interactive 2005 edition. New. Not so freaking new anymore. It's 2004. In fact, yes, it says 2004 over there. Yes, it's played the official Scrabble words list national internet up to 4 days in classic mode. 16 players in duplicate, playable online. Not anymore, I don't think, because, you know, they don't allow you to play online anymore. Yes. This is a cool game. Scrabble's one of my favorite board games, and I suggest you pick it up, because, you know, I have a PS2 version of this game. Next thing, I might get a PS1 or a Game Boy Color edition or a GBA edition. Imagine. This game isn't developed by Roomcraft though, so yeah. Crazy Chicken Atlantis. Warning, totally addictive. Really. Jump and run. Well, that's the best tagline in the world. I'm gonna be sure to put that in my games next time. Jump and run. Anyway, this is part of the Crazy Chicken series. You probably never heard of it, but I think they were only really released in... Actually, no, they weren't. Actually, I can't remember anymore. Let's just mark my words. Apparently, it goes on down to Atlantis. Yes. Apparently, it claims to have superb 3D graphics. Well, it's superb, yes, but 3D they aren't. Because look, it's clearly a 2D game, and I've played it a lot. There's no 3D evidence anywhere. There's no 3D graphics anywhere, and yeah, it's a bit stupid. You know what else is stupid? You don't have the ability to save into another drive. If you want to save space on another drive, but that's not really a problem for me because you know I have a Windows 8 that has a big hard drive. Go me. Yes. This is pretty fun, but it's a bit light about the graphics. Crazy Chicken Kart Thunder. Yes, this is a racing game. Another one from the Crazy Chicken series. And yeah, unlike the game I showed you just there, this game actually has 3D graphics. Although you wouldn't be able. Yeah, this game has 3D graphics. Although it has the dumbest UI ever. Yes. You race around the world apparently, and for the first time ever, you can tune your car the way you want, from paint to an enhanced engines to sleek spoilers. It claims to be the first time, but I'm pretty sure this is not the first time. You can especially since there were lots of other games you could customize your car, like Lego Racers. You can customize your own carts in that game too. You know. I bet they never even played that game before testing this one. Yeah. But it was pretty fun racing game. If there weren't too many in there. Lego Island 2, The Brickster's Revenge. Oh man, this was a great title. Probably one of the most underrated titles ever. I mean, I love this game. Yeah. Actually, I got this game because, you know, Lucas, but like the Lu9 was like, he played this game a lot, and so it inspired me. I got an idea. I should play this game. I should get this game too, and so I did. Yeah, and it's probably and it is a fun game. Yeah, with cool music, voice acting, and graphics, as well as a cool game, as well as a cool premise. Yeah. But it's a pretty fun game. Pick it up if you can. I managed to beat it, but the complaints about this game I have is that it's long. The loading screens are long, and the fact that the game is quite short. I know. I managed to beat this, and you can easily beat it. Also, apparently Pepper's not a pacifist. They find fighting in Castle Island. Wait, yeah, I did get that right. Apparently they find fighting in Castle Island a good thing. Like, who do you think they are? Like, it's like everyone complained when World War II was occurring, and they don't complain about how there were wars going on in Castle Island all the time. Yeah. But this is a fun game. I suggest you pick it up. If it weren't for Lucas America, it wouldn't have had this game ever. Another fantastic game, Rayman 2, The Great Escape. This was freaking awesome, and it's probably one of my first Rayman games I ever owned. Yes. It's a fun game to own. You can easily play it. Yeah, This is a freaking awesome game. It has an awesome story, and it has awesome pretty much everything. Rayman 2: The Great Escape. What can I say about it that hasn't been said already? It's an epic game. Yeah, have you met Rayman, the humorous superhero with the fastest pace and the coolest actions? Actually, I think Focus or Ubisoft, I think they're gonna get copyright infringement for that, because if they spelled superhero as 2 words, they're just copyrighting DC Comics and Marvel Comics, which is not a good thing. It's almost like stepping into the world of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Willy spelled like without a Y. Is that copyright or something? Yeah. Epic game with an epic story and epic characters make this one of the most epic games in the world. How epic is it? It's very epic. Pick it up. And it's on any system available. Yes. So you can pick it up on anything. SpongeBob SquarePants Battlefront Bikini Bottom. Now you may know I love the PS2 version of this game. You know, the one developed by Heavy Iron. This is a PC version of the game that's developed by Awe Games. And it's full of awe, isn't it? Yes. I didn't really like this game as much as the other game, but hey, that's what I got when my mother decided to buy this game at the PC World or wherever it was sold. Yeah. Yes. SpongeBob SquarePants Bikini Bottom. It wasn't as good as the game. It wasn't as good as the PS2 version. In fact, it was a bit crap compared to it. SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Now this is the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game, and I love the game developed by Heavy Iron. But this game is a point and click, and has pre-rendered backgrounds. The graphics are meh, and yeah, I didn't really enjoy this game as much as the other games, as much as the PS and GameCube version. I have the GameCube game, by the way, and it was awesome as heck. And I managed to get this game on the same day I got the GameCube version, which is a bit strange. But hey, what was not to do? SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Yeah. Lights, camera, pants. SpongeBob SquarePants lights, camera, pants. Now, this game apparently can't install on my computer, but by moving the files from one computer to another, I could figure out a way how. Yes. This game, it claims, it doesn't show all games anywhere, but it claims to be made with Mad Tap and Renderware. Isn't that the aren't those the descriptions for the isn't that the description for the GameCube, PlayStation 2 and Xbox versions of the game? Isn't that a bit lie? THQ? Yeah. Also, for some reason, instead of a red and white color, it's a bit grayish color. Yes, it's very reflective. You can even see me. Hi-oh. Sonic. Finding Nemo. Nemo's underwater world of fun. Goodness. If that's not a mouthful, I don't know what is. Good grief. Yeah. Yes. This is an alright sort of game. And it also looks like the front cover of the American cover of the Finding Nemo video game. I liked Finding Nemo, and I like the film. Yeah. It contains a bunch of games, and the game's very short. I mean, you can beat this game in like a short period. Yes. But it has cool characters from the film, but the game is so short, it's unbelievable. Barnyard! This is based on the film. Oh, thank goodness I didn't make the same mistake I did on my Game Boy collection and my PS2 collection, both of Land Before Time and Paddington Bear. Phew, I knew it. I knew this was based on the film, and not I could have said it was based on the television program, but then I would be so dumb. Yes. I couldn't install the game from what it was installing from, but so I had to burn the discs myself. Here's the original disc, and those were the discs I decided to burn. You know, I couldn't install the discs from them. I couldn't install it from this disc. The other disc was missing. It's pretty stupid. So, yeah. It's a pretty fun game from what I played. Sonic and Knuckles Collection. Oh man, this was so cool. It's probably the greatest PC game I've ever played in my life. It's one of them anyway. Yes. It's pretty fun. And for some reason, and somehow it runs on my computer. How it does that is beyond me, but it even includes Sonic the Screen. It basically includes Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yeah, and it also includes Blue Sphere, which was basically the what you would get if you inserted any ordinary Genesis game inside a Genesis or Mega Drive, whatever. Yes, those games were fun, and this game is awesome. Pick it up at Game or wherever this game is sold. Space Invaders Anniversary. Play the legend, it claims to say. Since 1978 and published by Taito. Yes, or at least developed by Taito. It's published by Empire Interactive, really. Yes. I love Space Invaders. Who doesn't? Yes. And this game is no exception. Space Invaders. What's not to love about Space Invaders? Space Invaders is awesome. Pick it up. Enough said. Glover. This is a good PC game based on... This is ported off the N64 title, I believe. And it's pretty cool. Underrated, I may add. Yeah. Yeah. It's a good puzzle game. Platforming. What genre is this anyway? Anyway. Apparently it says that there's an evil glug lurking in the shadows. And his name is freaking Cross-Stitch. I mean, how could Hasbro Interactive not know that? Or maybe they didn't want to spoil it to you. And so they just say it. Oh, it's an evil glove. Even though they clearly mention in the game that it's Cross-Stitch. It's quite obviously Cross-Stitch. I even made the custom cover, by the way. And even mentioned the things. Also, this is a very broken case, but the disc is still intact, thank God. But for some reason, this looks like a ball, and well, I would say for some reason, it's quite clear that it's meant to be like that. And this is actually the second game I've seen that has the disc like a ball. The other one being in Toy Story 3 for the PS3, which is pretty cool. Yeah, this is an awesome PC release. Yes. I suggest you buy it. Playmobil. Playmobil Egypt. Egypto. Peggy 3 and Elspeth. ESRB E rating for some reason. Yes. Apparently it has lots of cool stuff, like it's actually a flash game, but yeah. But it would need 1 GB of memory to use it. Yeah, but apparently it's a good game anyway. I don't know. I wouldn't know what a good game is unless it's a Disney's Big Time presents a bit like Disney Adventures, that old magazine that used to be available, but now it isn't. Yes, it's Lilo, and there's Aladdin, there's Captain Jack Sparrow, and there's Stitch. Online game downloads, 12 wicked game demos, some of which are viruses. In fact, most of them are viruses actually. And plus a Toontown demo, which is pretty much pointless now, considering that the fact that the demo is gone. The Toontown is out of the world, basically. But contains 13 game demos. So it was interesting. We get this out. I can't get this out. Excuse me. Yeah. Why not pass this disc onto your mates? Yeah, like it says over there. Oh, I can think of so many reasons. Like, oh, I don't know. It's a virus. Yes. I don't know what this... Here's an interesting one. Pokemon, gotta make them all. Project Studio, Red Edition. It's in English, German, French, Italian, and Dutch. No Spanish for some reason. They must hate the Spanish people. Learning company. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, this is a game that you can make learning games from. Yeah, and it's a good game. I even made a gameplay video of this game once. Got this many Thursdays ago, and it's a pretty fun game if you love studios of this kind. And finally, the Team XML game in the smallest disc in the world. GameCube discs. No, seriously, they're the same size as a GameCube disc. I can show you in a moment. Yes. XML helps strengthen your natural defenses. This is during an XML packet in 2002. This is an English copy. There's also a French copy that you didn't get. I even made a video showing a gameplay of a French copy. I could make a... Yeah. For some reason, if you play this off the disc in this game, it hates you. But if you play it off the disc in them... But if you play it off the flash file this is based on, yes, this is another flash file, it'll work perfectly. Here, like I said, it's a GameCube size. And they wrote the same copy. I don't know why I have two copies of the game. I don't know either. I think it's because I got... Yeah. But it's pretty cool. And yeah. And that was my PC games collection video. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to give a like. And yes. I'll be sure to see you soon. Bye.